Night, debate night. That's right. And I want to jump straight in. So as soon as I can see that you guys can see me, and you're part of the chat, I'm gonna get started. Make sure y'all can hear me, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started because, I don't want to miss 1 second of the debate. That's what I want to do. I want to be there like before the debate start, like kids that are nerds. I'm just going in early. And I'm going to stay late to get some extra work. Yeah, that's how I want to be. We used to always laugh at kids that did that. What do you mean you're going to class early? Yeah, I want to go ahead and get some extra tutoring from the teacher. What the? Are you serious? Hey, class is over. Yeah, I know. I'm going to stick around and do some extra work. Maybe help her erase the board. But I'm going to be that kid tonight. So let me know you can hear me. I see Dawn's in the house. And I'm saying hello. So that must mean y'all can hear me. So if you can hear me, then that means I'm going to go ahead and start it off. I got to get loose, man, so we can get busy. Said I can see and hear you. Then beat my chest like real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Just some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. So, with that being said, there's also a Kevin's Corner store. So check out Kevin's Corner store for any merch you might want to purchase. And that number, 330-974-4607, is the number you can text MAGA to. This way, if they unexist me on this platform, I'll be able to stay connected with y'all somehow. And finally, if you want to support the channel, you can also donate through my Cash App and my PayPal. The links are below. Or those that give during the super chat, that's appreciated as well. And if you're new to the channel, hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other platforms, subscribe, and turn your notification on to all, because YouTube is saying that y'all ain't using your notifications. That's why y'all be missing stuff. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Pretty sure I let them know every single live stream to set their notifications to all. But with that being said, guys, we're going to open up with Jesse Waters kind of laying down the, the format of tonight's show, okay? Because we got a lot to talk about. Starting from what's going on with the, of course, hurricane and the relief. Thank you so much, Mousy. The hurricane that took place and how it's being handled. Of course, Chameleon Kamala Harris. And, of course, Tampon Tim. It's his big night, y'all. The night he's been waiting for. Remember. I can't wait to debate him. So, tonight's the night. And word on the street, I think he got butterflies. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Because I want to see what's going to happen. Oh, yeah.
Tonight, the federal government is not being responsive. They're having a very hard time getting the president on the phone. I think he's sleeping right now.
You hear Trump? Trump's Johnny on the spot, man. He's already down there on the ground. And he's talking about him having trouble getting Biden on the phone. I think he's sleeping right now. And the sad part about it, there's a high probability that he is. But let's continue.
Donald Trump steps in while Biden and Kamala step out.
What?
I just went out and got a pork roast and started marinating.
Happy place. We are ready to unleash a great American century of prosperity and freedom.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Y'all see Tampon? Y'all see Homer Simpson head? Y'all see Tim Conway right there? The buffoon. Oh, yeah. The woke weirdo's about to be unleashed. I want to see what he got. Word on the street, I mean, he's ready for war, but at the same time, I think this is his first big fight. So we're going to see. Somebody said best YouTube chat ever. Thank you so much. So let's see.
Tim Walz is a nervous wreck ahead of the VP debate.
Mine froze to the park bench.
So wait. So here's Donald Trump arriving down there. Look at the people. They're greeting him. Yeah, he's Johnny on the spot. He's like, what's going on down here with this hurricane? Everybody's lined up to see him, taking snapshots. Where's Creepy? Doesn't Creepy and Kamala have their own plane? I'm pretty sure they can get down there and find out what's going on, right? I'm pretty sure, okay. But a real leader decided not to wait, and he went on down. Now, I know these men, whoever they are, feel real confident, even though Trump is not even the president right now. But the fact that he came, I know they're like, whew, man, at least somebody. But imagine if Creepy came crawling out of that plane right there. We're doomed. We're doomed. It's almost to the point where you're like, he don't even need to come. What is he going to do if he does come? But at least shows some type of effort. Him and Chameleon. Wherever they go, they leave nothing but doo-doo pies. So, frankly, it would be kind of discouraging if either one of them walked off that plane. I'd be like, what are they going to do? Make things worse? But let's continue.
That's very good. Thank you.
Giving the people hope. A man of the people. Now, I know Secret Service is probably going, you're driving us nuts. Driving us crazy. But that's Trump. I mean, the man's been shot at twice, and he's still down there shaking hands with the folks. And I'm pretty sure, based on the circumstances, they didn't have a lot of time to, just rope everything off and make sure all the locations was together. I remember during his first presidency, a hurricane hit, and Trump was walking down the street, cameras following him, and he notices somebody's garage that was kind of messed up. Their house been destroyed, but the garage was kind of standing. He just goes right up into the driveway, goes into the garage, and starts giving a press conference. Standing right in somebody's strange garage, just giving it. And Secret Service like, all right, the Eagle's on the run again. Let's follow him. When I went to the White House, same thing. He was all out in the crowd, shaking hands. They had everything roped off. He didn't want to leave. They kept telling him, step back. Come on, Mr. President. We got it. He wasn't feeling it. He's like, I'm a man of the people. So these people down there is loving on him in spite of why he's there. He's there for a tragedy, but they're still excited to see him. Some people just give you hope. They show up and for whatever reason make you feel better. Like, wow. It's kind of like when your mama show up, it give you mama strength. I don't care how scared you are. I don't care what the situation is. My mama show up. You're like, oh, shoot, my mama here now. Oh, yeah. You get a little extra oomph. So Trump shows up and these people are excited. Brought some cheer to him.
How are you? God bless you. We are praying for you. Absolutely. We love you.
They said they've never seen one this bad. Valdosta has been ravaged. The town is very, very badly hurting, and many thousands are without power. They're running low on food and fuel. We'll endure. We will rebuild Valdosta and every other town that has been so badly hit, and we'll emerge stronger, more united, and more prosperous than ever before. You're going to be stronger, better. You're going to learn a lot from it. And again, we pray to God for those that have been so badly injured and in particular, for the people that are no longer with us.
Now that's a leader. Opposed to, there you go. Sitting there for no reason. Like a kid at the table. All right, you sit right here. Here's your chair. Okay. What do you do? What do you say? Nothing. Sitting there, grin on the face. Taking no questions. We got tragedies going on. We got, supply chains about to be interrupted because of strikes. We got conflict overseas. And then we got her. Yeah, she wants to be the leader of the world. Now imagine if she was the president right now. She'd be going, I don't know what to do. Somebody help me out. What do you want me to do? I'm here. I'm standing here. My name is Kamala. Okay. I'm wearing a blue suit. And my pronouns are that she, her. Look, she looks out of place. And so surely she's not there to answer any questions. Look at that. How did I get here? In her mind, how did I get here? I mean, I know I'm willing to prostitute myself and all, but I think I'm in over my head. Oh, I'm going to get embarrassed. I'm pretty sure about it. But you know what? I want power and fame and riches so much. I'm willing to go for it. She obviously have no idea what the heck is going on.
That's right.
So that's her. And it gets worse.
That's right.
Somebody said, am I going to live stream the debate? No, I figured if I'm not proficient on how to be able to toggle and put myself in the little box down there while the debate's going so y'all can see the big part and then see my reaction, that means, y'all have to watch the debate like we do the live show, which, some people might want to watch it up close and personal and not on the screen. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, Let me get that together, and then there'll be several times that we'll be able to do that in the future. All right, now somebody said that's fine. Y'all are so nice. You know that y'all roll with me. It breaks me all up on the inside. Y'all ride and die with me, and I appreciate all of that. Now, check this out, guys.
Thanks so much. Just heading out this way.
Where's Chameleon going? Where's it? Everybody got
need
it.
I think the optics of this over the weekend for Biden and Harris have been pretty poor. I mean, North Carolina is underwater. These people are devastated and struggling. But you've got Biden at the beach and then saying, "What do you want from me? I got on the phone while I was at the beach."
Biden's at the beach. Biden's at the beach. Same thing happened up there or over there in Hawaii. When they checked in with him, he's riding his bicycle with his little helmet on. Trying to yell something back at the media when they asked him some questions. Yeah. So now here he is at the beach. And where's Chameleon?
And you've got Harris out raising money on the campaign and then taking a photo on a plane. Now, I remember George W. Bush was pilloried for having a photo taken from Air Force One. She's got a photo on a plane. And
and look at the sweet guy. You see sweetness? You see sweetness right there? Sitting there looking like he's shocked. Like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. What? When did she do that? Of course she did. Don't act surprised. I know your whole job is to protect Chameleon Harris and the Democrat Party. I've seen his work, okay? But don't act surprised. Scott knows what he's talking about. We all seen the photo, and we're going to see it again in a minute.
Air phones don't appear to be connected to the phone, and the paper looks like it's blank. So it looked like a stage sort of thing.
Like her whole campaign. The whole thing is one big Truman Show. It's all staged. Everything that they do, everything that they say is staged. That's why they always get exposed when they go off script. They're not used to dealing with the elements. They're not used to being spontaneous. Yeah. So they always have to go to places that are friendly. They always got to bring the scripts. They always got to get questions that they know that's going to be asked. We'll see some of that tonight. But let's continue, though, because Scott's keeping it real.
I thought the optics for them were very bad.
He is being treated not just as a former president, but almost as though he is a sitting president.
Yeah. Y'all here see to the end. Least they recognize the situation. Trump is being treated like he is the sitting president. Why? Because we have a void in leadership. We have an absence in leadership. We got Creepy on the beach. We got Kamala running around trying to collect money, and nobody looks at them as real leaders. They're looked at as substitute teachers. They don't bring hope. You don't even anticipate or assume they're going to get it done. I'm thinking, man, they're going to come, take a couple pictures, do a photo op, say a couple platitudes and bounce. And then who knows? We might find some results. We most likely won't, because I don't look at them as real leaders. Most of the folks that are going through this probably are all looking at Trump as the president. And the people down there are responding to him as if he was the president. That's the interesting thing. And I'm not talking about the people on the ground, the citizens. I'm talking about people that are a part of organizations that are supposed to be helping the situation, like FEMA. They're all coming out. Thank you for coming, Mr. President. I'm glad somebody came. And Trump's not even the president right now. So she's recognizing it just like the people on the ground are recognizing it.
As Boris, you just noted, getting a briefing from FEMA, getting a briefing from the National Guard, that is not something that is typically just offered to a candidate. They are treating him as though he is a former president who...
Which lets you know the people's perception of Trump. They're looking at Trump like, wow, the real president is in the house. Thank you. We got some adults now that knows what's going on, that is going to stop whatever he's doing and come down here and see what's going on and offer resources that he can't even provide from the government because he's not even the president currently. But listen to what Donald Trump does.
Who is there to help. And one thing that I had noticed earlier during our 1 p.m. conversation was that Donald Trump did not have that much to offer in terms of resources since he is not a sitting president. But I will note that he and the campaign say that they have arrived in that area with trucks full of supplies that they plan on giving out. So there is something there for them to offer. He also said that he had a tanker truck full of gasoline, which obviously if you've ever covered one of these storms, you understand that one of the first things and hardest things to come by is gasoline. So he said,
so you telling me Trump showed up down there like Santa Claus? Ho, 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 ho. He rode up in that mug like Merry Christmas and started giving out gifts, bringing gas, trucks, And he opened up a GoFundMe that raised, I think, like $1 million already. What is Creepy done so far? What is Chameleon? Where's Pete Booty? Where's Pete Booty? Is he anywhere around? No? Okay. See, now, these are all damaging things to the Chameleon Harris campaign. They're all happening right now on her watch. You got the strike, you got this hurricane, you got the conflict in the Middle East, and what is she doing? Nothing. Talking about how she's going to be a problem solver. Talking about how she's going to be a shaker and a mover, but yet ain't even addressed or even touched on any of these major issues or crises that's going on. And frankly, right now, she should be doing what Trump is doing. She should be saying, Joe, go sit down somewhere. I'll handle it. Because you ain't doing nothing anyway. But she don't want no parts of handling this.
That he was going to be giving that out. He is clearly taking this seriously as a politician is on the ground trying to show that he is there in support of the people on the ground in Georgia.
But what about Chameleon?
When she recently posted on Twitter about her taking a break from fundraising to work on responding to Hurricane Helene, still wearing that ridiculous necklace with her phone on the table showing that her headphones are plugged into nothing.
Wow. Another photo op? So let me get this straight. Here you are sitting there doodling, probably drawing Venn diagrams. I love Venn diagrams. Sitting there thinking over her whole life. And there's no plugs, no earphones plugged in, nothing on the paper. Interesting.
While the pages she's working on are all blank. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is actually in Georgia, unable to work with Biden.
Have you reached out to President Biden about federal relief efforts?
No, I haven't reached out to him. No, I think he's sleeping right now.
As Biden finally returns from his beach
Oh, there he is. We got a glimpse of him. Yeah, spotting him is like, seeing a groundhog or a leprechaun or something like that. It's like they're rare. Catching a Bigfoot. You'll never believe what I saw today. What? I saw Creepy Sleepy walking around. Did you get some pictures? Did you get any footage of it? Some evidence? That's how he is right about now. Dude, Miles, he's a president for nothing, but he's always been that. The whole 4 years so far.
So why weren't you and Vice President Harris here in Washington commanding this weekend?
I was commanding. I was on the phone for at least 2 hours yesterday and the day before as well. I command. It's called a telephone.
Is it
all my security people?
On the phone, but not on the ground, right? On the phone, but you also was on the beach. You big, nasty, creepy. But I don't expect much from him. If anybody should be going out of their way to get it done right now, it should be the person that's claiming she could become the president while also being a part of the current administration.
Is it not important for the country to see?
Yes, he's commanding the overrun shelters running out of food with FEMA nowhere in sight. And when asked if Americans will get more support, he rejects it.
Any more resources the federal government could be giving them?
No, we've given them, we pre-planned a significant amount of it even though they didn't ask for it yet.
Nope. Pre-planned a significant amount even though they didn't ask for it yet. There you go, America.
So while the roads are destroyed in North Carolina, the streets are flooded with sand in Florida, and the homes are underwater in Tennessee, local residents are forced to fend for themselves, just like in Lahaina last year, where the locals had to jet ski in their own supplies.
Wow. Now, it sounds like this administration is incompetent, or maybe those cities or states are a little too red for them. They might be a little too red for them, you know what I'm saying? Now, if this was maybe San Francisco or, somewhere like that, Washington, New York, one of those places, they will bend over backwards to get it done. Seattle. But, some of these places are rural areas where it's mostly white folks. See, they don't care nothing about them. They're just regular white folks. And most likely are supporting Trump. So they're very lazy in their response. And look at this.
Do you wish that you had more resources in North Carolina, knowing what you know now? And do you wish that you spent the weekend here in Washington rather than in Delaware?
Do you wish you would have spent the weekend here in Washington rather than in Delaware?
Come on, it's not like you went in rather than Delaware. It's 90 miles from here, okay?
Oh, yeah, it's 90 miles from here, okay? Well, if you live 3 minutes from your job and they expect you to be in the office during an emergency, and you're talking about, come on, what's the big deal? And I was three minutes away. Look, I live like 2 miles away. So that's not where you work, okay? Just because you're close don't mean you're where you're supposed to be. Get your butt in office. Make it look like you're doing something. Come in, cut some lights on, shuffle some papers around, maybe staple something. Pick the phone up, hang it back down. Something. Make it look like you're doing stuff, but not Joe. I'm only 90 miles away.
I was on the phone the whole time, working on that.
Now, do you believe that? Do you believe Creepy was on the phone? That man could barely talk, period. Let alone get on the phone and negotiate stuff and know what's really going on.
And the resources, the question is not whether we get more, this is a list of every resource we're getting in there, but the question is how to get it in.
Donald Trump has accused both of you of ignoring the disaster.
He's lying.
He's lying.
He's lying.
He's lying, but yet I was 90 miles away. I was on the beach. They're not getting any more resources. Look, I got a paper right here, but I don't know how to get it in there. Now, I saw congressmen in places where I guess Creepy say they can't even get the resources in. How did they get there? How did those people get there? I mean, where's the National Guard? I mean, we're able to do some amazing things. We're able to rescue people out on the ocean during serious hurricanes. We're able to go up on mountains and rescue people. But now, all of a sudden, we're at a loss. We have no idea how to get in there. I guess the water's a little risen. The people's there, though. The people are there. I guess helicopters don't work anymore. Floating devices don't work anymore. We don't know how to get it in. And I doubt it if he's racking his brain to figure out how to get it in or demanding that they find a way to get it done. So, guys, let's see how MSNBC is talking about Trump, because, see, we just saw all the people celebrating him. We even saw CNN even say, look at that. This man's down on the ground and folks are looking at him like he's the president. And we saw Kamala doing nothing and Creepy Sleepy doing nothing. And you would think that he would be praised a little bit, celebrated a bit over on MSNBC. But nope. Listen to what they're saying about Trump right about now. Unbelievable.
Donald Trump got in 2020. So it took historic numbers to beat him, right? And so now we get enamored with the Dick Cheneys and the Liz Cheneys and the Flakes and the da-da-da-da, right? And this man is running around here busting his chops, scaring the hell out of communities, right? And we're trying to figure out how to keep that middle, locked in on her when she needs to bust him in his mouth.
You better pump your brakes, kid. You better pump your brakes and you better get some bass in that voice. Okay, so you see this skinny little man right here? Just talking about busting folks in the mouth? Okay, that dude right there can't bust a grape. But he's talking about she need to bust him in the mouth. Because he's running around scaring folks. Who's Trump scaring? Oh, the Democrats and the elites. That's who he's really scaring. But let's finish hearing this little weasel talk trash.
I'm saying it like that because he's dangerous.
Oh, God.
He's dangerous to particular people.
Dangerous. Trump is dangerous. So now he's dangerous. And you wonder why people are crazy. You wonder why people are going, you know what? Maybe we need to stop this Hitler dangerous person right here. He's scaring everybody. See, so they're doing that over there on the MSNBC when we're going through all of this stuff. They're still focused on, we got to get Chameleon Harris into the White House one way or another. And if we got to scare the Jesus out of everybody and still pushing this narrative that Trump must be stopped at all costs because he's dangerous, we'll do it. We don't care if it incites violence against him because we're MSNBC.
And the history of the country is such that we can't play fast and loose with it.
Wow.
Fast and loose with it.
Isn't it incumbent on all of us to protect the people who are endangered by him?
But you never have.
What danger are they referring to? Do you understand the level of propaganda that's going on and hyperbole? I mean, what they're saying is dangerous. We have never seen an election take place where the whole media, for the most part, are all saying that other candidate is dangerous to the population, dangerous to people. They're not even taking into consideration that half the country is supporting the man. He wouldn't be the leading nominee if everybody thought he was dangerous. So this right here, by saying this and repeating it constantly, is really saying something about us. We're okay with this dangerous man. this person that's threatening folks, and folks should be scared legitimately. And don't we all have a responsibility to stop him and protect the people? These folks are absolutely nuts, but they're at that point where they're saying, we got to stop this man at all costs. No time to try to act like we're legit news networks.
That's the rub. You never have. And so part of what we have to do in the midst of this is to engage in a deep-seated political calculus, right? Even though we know that she has to get the middle, we got to come out and try to figure out how to turn out in large historic numbers, because we got to keep this troglodyte out of office.
Troglodyte out of office. Man, I can't wait. I hope this whole network goes out of business, okay? And I hope I get a chance to get brought onto that network to wreak havoc before they do. Yeah, I want to come in and address that dude with that bald spot that's sitting right there in the back of his head. That's what I want to do. I want to come in first and start asking him, where's your base? And why haven't you shaved off the rest of that hair? Why are you sitting there with that big bald spot on the top of your head? Look like you're rocking a yamakasama that the Jews be wearing. Dang on, he got a built-in yamakasama on the back of his head.
Because if he comes in, our babies are going to be in danger. Because remember, those young children are going to grow up with the memory of having to not go to school for the threat of bombs.
You see what they're producing? Yeah, our babies are going to be in danger. How much more fear can you incite into the public? I mean, if you was just, half-cocked, if you was a little crazy, and you hear them on there talking about our babies are in danger, the kids are going to grow up not being able to go to school because they're afraid of bombs. What is he referring to? What kind of trash is this man talking? And there's nobody on there to confront this man and say, whoa, how about you roll that back? Pump your brakes, kid. See, this is unbelievable. And yet they're running around somehow on a network pushing this garbage. And I get my video suppressed on YouTube. Go figure.
And somebody told them that their moms and dads eat cats. They eat cats and dogs. I'll get myself together.
Wait a minute.
Okay, take a minute. Deep breath.
Well, what about that?
I understand.
Is he getting busted up?
It is.
He's getting busted up. Dogs and cats. I take a minute. I need a minute. Why can't they get anybody with testosterone on these networks? It's fascinating to me. All the folks that get on these networks and defend Kamala Harris or hate Trump, they all are suffering from a lack of testosterone. So whether they be white, whether they be black, they all come in there very gentle, very, very gentle, but yet talk the most trash. So that gentleman is up there talking about busting folks in the mouth, talking about how dangerous Trump is, and it's unabated. And that's what burns me up. They get up there and they're able to spew this type of propaganda out there to manipulate people. And I'm saying, nobody's going to contest that. You don't have anybody to maybe say, hey, man, what you just said was absolutely bullshit. And here's why. So I got to go ahead and call this dude out while he's on the show and on the network because nobody else is doing it. They just let me run around just like this lady. See, because not only do they have to make everybody scared to vote for Trump, but they also got to do what they're trying to do or been doing to black people when it comes down to keeping them on the plantation, because they're losing a lot of Latinos. Now, last night, if you watched my live stream, you saw that woman that I showed that came out and said, the reason all these Latinos are starting to move towards Trump is because they want to be white. They don't want to be looked at as others. They've adopted American values. They've been watered down. They no longer speak Spanish. In other words, they're sellouts. That's what they are. They're sellouts. So now they're going to try to do to Latinos what they send out black folks in the media to do to other black folks that get off the plantation. They're the ones that's able to call black folks sellouts, Uncle Toms, stuff like that. And now they're doing the same thing to the Latinos. So we saw the girl guy last night do it. And then, same thing, they sent out another Latino to do it again. Listen to this.
Like, we're over time, but I got to squeeze this one more question in, and this is for you, Maria, and this is from the CNBC Telemundo poll that shows the shrinking.
Talking about shrinking, You know that man got something straight shrinking. Yeah, you know what? He went from base to no base, negative base. So, yep, here he is again, baseless. Here he is again with the tight knees. We saw him the other day sitting there with his legs crossed like this. Can't get no tighter. Can't get no tighter. Can't even get a needle between those legs. That's how tight they were. Yeah, no base, tight knees, and sitting very erect and perpendicular. So now he is on the network again to try to do a hit piece. And he's just simply asking a question. He wants to know from a Latino person who I guess now is a spokesman for all Latinos. She got her ear to the street. He's asking her, why are all these Latinos moving towards Trump? Listen to her answer.
Majority of Latino voters in favor of the Democratic candidate. And as we see, is that the
in favor of the Republican candidate?
Well, this is the one, it's supposed to be with Vice President Harris at 54%. It's a 14-point lead. Is that it? The bottom number? Yes, so there it is. So she has a 14-point lead, but it has been shrinking after each consecutive...
Because it's been shrinking after each consecutive...
presidential election from 2016. Why is that? Why is the Democratic share of the Latino vote shrinking?
Look at that face.
I said to you,
look, y'all see that? Man, you see tight knees, no base, lean in? That's what I want to know. He looks like a Chessy cat. He looks like he just ate the bird. There he is, grinning. Boy, I tell you. So now, he's just simply want to know. He's concerned about the Latino population out of nowhere. Let's see it again. Let's see the moment where he, went ahead and went up on one hip. He transferred the weight. He went up on that one hip right there. There you go. Let's
Shrinking.
There it is.
And what I said to you when we asked the question was, Latinos want to be white. There
it is. So, this is how these people on the left operate. Marxist conflict theory. Send out a gatekeeper. They're doing the same thing to the Latin population as they try to do to the blacks. They have just their right amount of blacks, just like that guy, who's pretending he's just concerned about the Latin population for some reason, just starting to, drift away from the Democrat Party. He's just curious. Now, he's not sitting out there to allow her to put all the other Latinos in check and to drop the seed in their head that if you think about going in that direction, you're really a sellout. All you really are is just wanting to be like the white man. Isn't that crazy? Yet, if this woman didn't open her mouth or tell us, I would think she was a white woman. That's what I would think. And here she is talking about because they want to be white. Man, the Latin population should go ahead and light her up on X or wherever she's found.
They want to be with the cool kids. They want to be,
ain't nothing wrong with that because we are cool. We are cool. I don't see the problem. I mean, surely you're not cool over there on the Democrat side with tight knees, no base. With folks like we're about to see, the woke weirdo, Kamala Harris's gentle husband. Those people, those aren't the cool kids.
See Latinos all the time and they just say, well, ese Donald Trump es tan buen negociante. He's such a good businessman. It's like, no, he's not. He had bankruptcies.
He had bankruptcies and overcame them. I think that's a good businessman. How many folks filed for bankruptcy a couple times? Then again, you got to figure too, he got multiple businesses. If one starts to lose money, file for bankruptcy, I got another one. That's smart business. But secondly, how is it that he so-called filed for bankruptcy and now he's still a billionaire? So he's not a good businessman? What do you call that? Huh? So here she is now. She has been activated to come out and get those Latinos back on the plantation.
But they don't want to be identified with all of those other immigrants that Donald Trump speaks so badly of.
With all of those other immigrants that Donald Trump speaks so badly, he don't speak badly of them. He speaks badly of the policies that were put in place by the Democrats that allowed those Latinos to come over and many others from other countries. Yeah, and he always mentions the difference between the ones that are murderers, the ones that are committing crimes and stuff like that. But we ain't got time. We ain't got time to play the word game and stuff like that. And, divvy them out and stuff like that, like the Democrats do. I shouldn't have said that. Undocumented. Right about now, they're all illegal. In other words, they're all criminals because they shouldn't be here. And the folks that brought them here or allowed them to come here are criminals too. See, that's the sad part about it. But here she is trying to say that the Latinos are leaving because they don't want to be put in the category as all of those Latinos that Trump be mentioning when he addresses illegal immigration. So in other words, they're sellouts. You see where she's going with this, right?
Including me as a Mexican immigrant?
Oh, a Mexican immigrant. She legally she migrated here at 62 years ago when she was 1 year old? What? So she came legal, but all the other ones are illegal? Okay, she didn't want to mention that though?
So they're like, let's be with him. But those numbers, they could cost Kamala Harris the election.
And that's why you're there. That's why you're out there right now on this network trying to belittle the intelligence of all of these Latinos that are deciding to leave the plantation. You're trying to say the only reason they're doing it because they want to be white, they want to be more Americanized, they don't want to be demonized by Trump. You think they care about Trump calling illegal immigrants? That's the whole point. Yeah, he's not saying all Latinos in America that are citizens need to get out of here. They always try to conflate those issues and make it appear that Trump is talking about these people simply because they're Latino or they're Haitian or they're black or they're people of color. The big overwhelming issue is they're illegal immigrants. Ain't nobody telling people who either came the right way or has been born here that they need to leave. But that's the image that they want to create in the people's minds, that Trump really means that everybody of color need to get out of here. And you got to support all of these illegal immigrants coming, okay, lest you let the evil white man, the xenophobe, kick them out and eventually you too. So they send the gatekeepers out. And that's what's going on over at MSNBC, regardless of what else is going on around the country, what else is going on around the world. Their main goal is to keep folks on the Democrat plantation and to make sure their chosen one get into power, regardless of what they got to do. So yeah, there you go, Latinos that watch my show. Apparently now you're a sellout. So now let's get back into Chameleon. Okay, because that's going to take us right into what's about to take place in about an hour or so. So Whoopi Goldberg decides to come out and teach a lesson to Donald Trump, y'all, to Donald Trump. She's about to tell Donald Trump how to say Chameleon Harris's name. So apparently Donald Trump insults Chameleon Harris and the people on The View are a little upset about it. And Whoopi tries to check Trump. Let's see how she backfires right about now. She's about to spit into the wind.
Kamala is mentally impaired. Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Kamala was born that way.
It's funny because it's true. It appears to be absolutely true. Joe has an excuse. But it appears she was born that way. How in the world did she get to where she's at? Good grief. Only heaven knows. But nonetheless, Trump's out there ripping her, and Whoopi Goldberg ain't gonna like it.
A mentally disabled person could have allowed this to happen to our country.
Oh, shoot. I thought somebody stuck a Rottweiler up there or a Shar-Pei. That's what she looks like. She looks like a Shar-Pei right there. So now the predator is sitting there making her face uglier than it already is. Already is. What's the matter? Your face hurt? Dang on it with them smoker lips and that rock in the voice. So let's hear Whoopi Cushion tell us how she feels about Trump.
Exhausting. It is exhausting.
It is exhausting.
It's exhausting. Do we say, hey, listen, pronounce her name right, you moron?
What? Out of all that, that's what you took out of that? Do you see the brain capacity of this idiot right here? So she's acting as if she's offended by him insulting Chameleon, but the real insult was that he said her name wrong. So Whoopi's gonna go ahead and give us a lesson in phonics. So here we go.
Yeah. Do we have to keep? No. I thought they could have done this in a different way because we didn't need to hear all the inner fight. I didn't like it. I'm saying it to you. You were my ride or die. I was going wherever you were going.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say that because I always felt you were going to probably do 4 years and then try to figure out where to go with Kamala.
Who? Who did she just say? I gotta sit up in my seat. Who's Kamala?
Be ashamed of yourself. It's hard to believe that's real. It is real.
Kamala is mentally impaired.
It's exhausting. Do we say, hey, listen, pronounce her name right, you moron? I always felt you were going to probably do 4 years and then try to figure out where to go with Kamala.
Ooh.
Will you pronounce your name for me, please?
It's Kamala. It's just,
Kamala.
Yeah, just think of like a comma and add a la.
Okay. And then try to figure out where to go with Kamala. Hey, listen, pronounce her name right, you moron.
Well, who's the moron now? There's nobody on the set to check her. I mean, do you understand the backfire that just took place? And she's not even aware that she just mispronounced the name while calling Trump a moron for mispronouncing the name. That's why I say she's dumb as a box of rocks and she got rocks in her voice at the same time. Between her and Toucan Saying No's Joy Behar, they are the dumbest of the dumbest. And that's saying a lot for The View.
Why? Don't you feel dumb? Dude, look at you.
Boy, I tell you, I would love to go on the set and be like, you know, you just mispronounced her name while you were calling Donald Trump a moron. And see what she does. See how rocks in the voice makes the adjustment. Well, it's different when I say it. I got a vocal issue. See, the rocks in my voice won't allow me to say, Kamala, Kamala. It comes out as Kamala because I got a rock right there. Make me say Kamala. Have to come up with something. So now with that being said, guys, Kamala, the chameleon, is at it again. She's trying to duplicate the Trump format. She's trying to capture the it factor by being hip and going on all of these different, streams and these different, shows and stuff like that. Very friendly territory, though. Yeah, she's not going to that podium and say, all right, I'm here to take some questions. Peter Ducey, the Kevin from Kevin's Corner. No, she's going out there talking about things like this.
President Kamala Harris doesn't do press conferences, but she will do softball interviews on a basketball podcast.
One of my guilty pleasures, especially when I'm on the road, are my Doritos.
What flavor?
Nacho. Oh.
Man, she just seems like a full-blown dingbat. She seems like a full-blown airhead.
Doritos?
She seems like her name should be Bubbles. Now, I know that I call a lot of Democrats bubbleheads, but she seems like her name should be Bubbles.
My favorite Doritos? That Doritos?
Bubbles. She got a bubble head and it looks like her name should be Bubbles. Listen to how she talks.
Old school, original, come on.
But when she's not talking about pressing issues like Dorito flavors, she's carammeling her nonsense.
What is your economic plan moving forward for people who are living paycheck to paycheck and struggling for groceries and rent and homeowners?
So, look, I grew up, so my sister and I were raised.
Which she almost went back into that middle-class family line while wearing her middle-class $60,000 Tiffany necklace.
Whoa! Now look at that. Man, she better be careful. She better not go out there in Chicago or New York or back to even San Francisco. Walk in the streets, you'll get that snatched right off your neck in an SO-ran Democrat city if you didn't have Secret Service to protect you. But she almost went right back to the go-to. I was born the son of a sharecropper. Almost went right back to it. Now, these young men, and it seems like everybody for some reason continues to fall for the same trap. Or could it be they're all giving the answers? The questions, rather, to ask her. They all seem to ask, well, you know what, talk about the economy and how a regular citizen would be able to. And then she goes right into the same thing that she said during the debate and every other gentle platform that she went on to, and they asked her a similar question, and she goes right back to that. So let's see if she ever gets to the substance.
Look, I grew up, so my sister and I were raised by our mother. We lived for a long time in an apartment on top of a childcare center. That childcare center was actually owned by the two doors down from us, and Mrs. Shelton, who was a small business owner. Small business and small business.
Did we get to the end? I know I got a VCR that takes a little while. Like, I'm trying to get to the part where it's the good part. But we're 30 seconds in. Let's see.
Business owners. I love our small businesses and focused on small businesses. And my vision overall is we need to build an opportunity economy.
Same thing. Got it on repeat. Got it on repeat. I mean, this is fascinating. If she somehow wins, I wouldn't. I'm telling. I'm leaving. Now I'm not leaving America. I'm leaving the country. I mean, the planet. I'm going. I don't need to be around these humans. At this point, humanity has went over the deep end. We all got to go. If anybody got an IQ over about 80, we need to get out of here, okay? Because your IQ got to be so low. If you fall for these shenanigans, your political IQ got to be negative, because it's obvious that if you think she's a good candidate, you're not watching her go from one campaign, rally and get up there and say the same script to the next, or from one softball interview platform and repeat the same thing over and over again. Shouldn't that tell you something about her? She doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't have a real plan. She only can give answers that she has memorized, talking points, nothing in depth. And you want to trust her with your life. Folks that don't really follow politics don't realize the impact that these people can have on your life. I know you got a lot of folks that, man, I don't care nothing about that stuff. Man, they're going to put whoever they want in there anyway. That's the words of a dumb person. This woman right here, she gets in. They will use her up to push us in a direction that we may never recover from. And here she is going out there just saying, so, okay, first of all, I grew up, my mom, I had the mom, she was this and that, and then I got a best, did I tell you about my best friend? And then, you know what, then see, I got an opportunity economy. What the crap is that?
In which we increase opportunity for all, including small business owners. So small businesses, community banks, community, and community, what the community wants.
Community bank, community, what the community. Did I tell you about the community? See, because we are a part of the community. These banks are community banks, which means they're part of the community, and the people are come out. It's unbelievable how bad of a candidate she is. And the sad part is we're about to show you just how bad Tampon is too. Yeah, we got two dummies running for office right here.
But it still didn't give her answer any more substance. Something tells me at least Stack wasn't buying all of Carambola's answers.
What?
My best friend from kindergarten is still one of my best friends.
That's crazy. Look at that guy's face. Now, did you see his face at first? Let's see it again.
Something tells me at least Stack wasn't buying all of Carambola's answers.
My best friend from kindergarten is still one of my best friends.
Right here. Look, you see that face like, man, this chick. I'm sitting up here on this set here. Bubbles. That's all I'm getting out of her. And then they had to edit it.
Right. Stacey Johnson.
Yeah, that's dope.
As you see him rolling his eyes here, but it immediately jump cuts to him smiling and nodding, which means they went back through over 45 minutes of interview and still had to sneakily splice together an edit to try to paint Harris in a positive light. And their comment section called them out on the edits, shaming them for their softball questions, Kamala's new accent, and same tired talking points. As absolutely nothing about Kamala's campaign is
people in your life.
Nothing about her campaign is genuine. And I didn't expect those two to ask her any questions that would be hard. And of course, that's why she went there. You know, you think she would actually go on anybody who might ask her some tough questions? Michael Knowles or something? You think she'd go there? You think she wouldn't even come here to Kevin's Corner? I mean, I would let her have it, but I would be polite while I'm doing it. Okay. But before she gets out of my corner, she'd be going, I just lost it. And I just lost the election. Did that man just ruin me? He ruined me, didn't he? Oh, yeah, he ruined you. So here she is, guys, answering another question.
life who applaud your success? Do you have people in your life who you trust? Do you have people in your life who, when you trip and fall, they laugh with you and then they pick you up and push you back out there?
What is she, a motivational speaker? What the crap is she sitting up there talking about? Did you ever have someone in your life that maybe inspired you? Who is she, Oprah? What is she, a talk show host? What is this? What is this? She's not winning over anybody going out there philosophizing.
There are people that you know who will be those people if you choose to have them. I am blessed to have an incredible family and incredible friends. My best friend from kindergarten is still one of my best friends.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah, it is crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, meaning you're crazy. As she sits there just basically talking about her life. We're not learning nothing from her. Nothing new. The questions they're asking, she's just giving us the same talking points, and she's just philosophizing while they sit there going, what? That's crazy. One dude's over there on his phone.
Stacey Johnson.
Yeah, that's dope. I love it.
We used to go to the clubs and her Father Seville.
That laugh's back. That laugh is back. I knew she couldn't conceal it. I knew it would come back. It's greater than her. I don't care what she does to suppress it. She can't keep it down for long. After a while, it got to get loose. So here she is talking about her best friend that they used to go to the club and stuff. And she got that nice necklace she's highlighting as she puts her hand there talking about, I come from a working class family and all of this stuff. And I got an opportunity economy. What you could do is let me go ahead and get that necklace so I could turn it in and get some money for it and pay off some bills.
And so I think that's part of it, right? Because you do need the support to deal with it. And especially, I mean, people who are active on social media, it's hard out there. It's tough.
Now look how relaxed she is. She is extremely relaxed because she knows I'm in no danger of getting embarrassed, exposed, having to answer a serious question. And this is my format throughout the rest of this very controlled, structured campaign. This guy is over here on his phone doing whatever. And it sounds to me like these guys are doing what parents do to their kids when their kid come home and they just go off on a rant about school. The parents sitting there doing work or something, typing, and then Tommy asks me, can he play with the blocks? And you're going, oh, what? Mm-hmm. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, yeah, well, sounds like you had fun. That's what these two dudes look like they're doing. Their responses, what? Man, dude, for real, that's crazy, man. Right back down to the phone. She's the worst.
And I have to find things, like I love to cook.
Y'all not tired yet? I mean, come on. Kamala Harris won't go on Fox News. Oh. She won't do a comprehensive interview.
Go on, brother.
Where she has to answer follow-up questions, where she has to be challenged on the things that happen in this current administration, but she goes on all the smoke. So she'll go on a podcast hosted by two potheads, ex-NBA players who are very low IQ. I mean, there's nothing serious about this interview, right? And then you sit here and you watch this woman try so hard to be authentic, and it's so cringe.
Oh, it's cringe.
Sis, I've never seen somebody go so far out of their way to prove their blackness while still not proving it.
So what she ends up doing is being like Sideshow Bob when he was stepping on the rake. Ooh. There you go. Everything she tries to do, it ends up smacking her in the face. All her efforts to try to go out there and say, I'm about to convince y'all that I'm hip, I'm cool, I'm rad, I'm black. Sometimes I'm Latino. Who knows? I'm all over the place. I'll be whatever I want. I'm chameleon. But what I ain't going to do is come out there and answer some serious questions, put some minds at rest. Nope, not me. Let you know what an opportunity economy really is. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to answer questions like, hey, back in the day, you said that you would give taxpayer dollars to folks that were held and you know, because they came across our border, were detained and wanted to get transitioned, and you said you would allow that to happen. Why did you say that? Do you think that's a radical position? Do you still stand by that? Have your values changed on that? And if they have, why? What made you change her? What made you see the light? These are things that they should be asking her. This smart brother right here, he sees it.
You made this about your identity.
Yeah.
We never did. You made it about your identity so that when people start to dig, then you're going to blame the people. You came up with the stuff that you came up with and shared it with the people. You were the first Indian everything until all of a sudden now you're a black woman.
That's right. She was the first Indian everything and accepting it. It's very good that you are the first Indian to become a part of Congress. She got that there, yeah, pretty much. Until she realized, whoa, I need the black vote. So I better go ahead and put on my best black imitation right here. And then when we call her out, she's mad. So now what she got to do is compensate by going on all these shows and trying to act like she down and hip. And we used to roll around, me and my girl. Say, yeah, I'm surprised she ain't come out there with Bruh's Go Tooth in. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What up, though, man? Hey, man, I'm be real, though, for real, man. I'm happy to be on the show today. Hey, man, you know, for real, me and my best friend, we still homies, man. Yeah, throwing up signs. We still homies to this day, bro. We used to roll around, man, in a Fifth Avenue, man, going up in the party, you know what I'm saying? We get our boogie on, you know what I'm saying? All of that. Smoking weed in the car and stuff. Trying to go over the top to let all the black folks know that Janet Jackson ain't right. I'm black. So they're going to ask her. Let's see what she says, y'all.
Feel or what do you think when you hear people kind of questioning just the fabric of who you are?
Oh, well, I don't listen to it.
I don't listen to it. And it sounds like she got a fifth of liquor in her back pocket right now, baby. Okay, she's now imitating the drunk aunt once again. She's the drunk aunt. So, well, first of all, I don't know. She's lying. She knows she listens to that. You know her staff is out there going, all right, the census out there, it seems like the people are questioning your blackness. So let's pretend that it doesn't bother you. Now, all of a sudden, race ain't even an issue. I don't even know why people are talking about it. If people bring up my race, they're the ones that got the problem. So let's see what she says.
I'm really clear about who I am, and if anybody else is not, they need to go through their own level of therapy. That's not my issue.
Their issues, right.
My mother was very clear. She was raising 2 black girls.
What? So wait, Daddy left early. Daddy, Daddy wasn't there. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, Daddy, do-do-do-do-do-do. Daddy wasn't there to take me to the fair, to change my underwear. It seems he doesn't care. Daddy wasn't there, y'all. Thank you very much. So now, since Daddy wasn't there for her, Mama, right there with that big red dot in the middle of her forehead, and baby chameleon, young chameleon with that dot, and all the rest of them with dots. Somehow, Mama tapped into her ethnicity, her blackness, and decided, I'm going to raise you like a black woman. Why would she do that? Why in the world? Now, that doesn't even make any sense. See, you got, a dummy wouldn't catch that. A dummy would just, say, I told y'all she was black. Her mama raised her like a black woman. How? Do you see these folks do? Where are the red, black, and green that mama got on right there? Yeah, I can see from here. She's an Indian lady. Yeah, where's the pick with the fist on it in the back of the head? That's what I want to know. Where are those big rollers that your mama and them used to use, the big sponge rollers? Where are they? Where are they? Where is the Kool-Aid with all the extra sugar? Red, purple, orange. That's what I want to know. I want to know, where is that Spam? Are they frying Spam? Are they frying it? Where's the fat back collard greens? Do you think this woman raised Chameleon to be black? How can you raise somebody to be something that you know nothing about? Listen, Chameleon, I'm going to raise you to be black. Okay, well, what are we going to the black neighborhood to live? No, we don't want to go there. But somehow, Mama raised him to be black. So that's maybe how she learned how to cook greens in the bathtub, because of Mama. So now there you have it. That's the family that she grew up in, and somehow she wants us to believe her mama, who is full-blown decked out in an Indian outfit, raised both of them to be black.
To be 2 proud black women. Mm-hmm. And it was never a question.
Mm-hmm. I got a question. That picture The whole statement. Nobody stopped to say, wait a minute, hold on. How did your mama, did y'all see, this will burn me up. Sometimes being black is an experience because you're subjected to the elements. See, I mean, we had white dudes in our neighborhood that grew up around us and they became black by default. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the mannerisms, the dialect, the behaviors, the attitude, the way they thought. It was an experience. Yeah. I mean, you hear them there, what up though, man? Come here, man, dog, where you been? And I'm sitting there like, man, I'm not even going to be like, man, why are you trying to talk like us? Because you are us. You've been brought up with us. You know nothing different. So unless she was brought up in the neighborhood where your more ethnic black folks grow up, how did she get that experience? Nobody's going to ask her that, though.
You know, it's funny because over the years, journalists, some, not most, will want to talk about it. And I say, okay, if you want to have this conversation, I'm prepared to have it. But sit down and get comfortable for a few hours.
Uh-huh. For the lies that you're going to come up with, all of that mess, just like your McDonald's experience.
If you want to start talking about race in America, you want to talk about what, the 1/8 rule? Right.
Yeah, the 1/8 rule that you guys all of a sudden now are adopting. You're okay with that white nationalist belief that if you got a 1/8 of black blood and then you're black, there you go. Did that apply to like Jamaican blood or Indian blood? I don't know. I think they were pretty much referring to African blood, but that's just me thinking out loud. Like Janet, I don't want to get people in my inbox calling me a sellout and stuff.
You want to talk about what it means in terms of who you are perceived to be and the impact that can have on the rest of your life, regardless of who you actually are in terms of your God-given capacity and the rights that you have and should have.
God-given capacity and the rights that you... She's now talking to the kids at the picnic, the drunk aunt. Baby, you got to know who you are. You got to... Look here. Yeah, if you black on the inside, you don't let them kids at the school tell you otherwise, okay? If you feel black on the inside, you got to know your capacity. I want to go play kickball. No, babe, come here. Where you going? Come back here and talk to auntie, okay? I'm trying to learn you now. So the drunk aunt is trying to school these dudes and philosophize about blackness and knowing who you are and how it could scar you for all your life and this and that. We wouldn't have to talk about this if you and your party would not focus so much on identity politics. The fact that you are now trying to make the claim that, yeah, I mean, I'm accepting the fact that I'm going to be the first black female president. Well, you open yourself up for people to say, are you? Are you? Wouldn't have even had to question it if I didn't hear you guys out there all the time. I mean, look at this. We're excited. She's the first black female. Hey, by the way, if you're black and you're not voting for the first black female, then you're a sellout. Well, wait a minute. Maybe I don't think she's the first black female. What? Let's not talk about race. You're always bringing up race.
So, you know, I don't mess with that. I think that's other people trying to figure some stuff out that they need.
Yeah, we are trying to figure out, are you black or white or Indian or Samoan or Aborigine or whatever you want to be for that day? Yeah, since all of a sudden it matters because it'll go down in history. That first black female president.
Yeah, she was.
They got to deal with it themselves.
Then Kamala was asked about the coup.
Look, from the time that the president called me and told me he wasn't running, I mean, it just like everything was in speedy motion.
Okay.
And I was not sleeping so well.
She wasn't sleeping well.
That one morning, I had, I don't know, a few hours sleep. And I like to sleep.
She liked to sleep.
I just got up, I was like, and so I just went out and got a pork roast and started marinating.
What the heck?
Word, get to your happy place.
Wait a minute. I'm starting to scratch my dome. I remember somewhere, somehow, somebody asked that question. And these details don't sound like they sound the first time they asked her about this. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't have a good recollection of what she said happened the first time.
And my family happened to be in town, so they were very happy about the whole situation. But I just got up and started, everybody's asleep, I just got up and started cooking.
Everybody was
Rock and Nancy staged a coup and Kamala started marinating pork roast. That's not what she told CNN.
What?
My family was staying with us, and including my baby nieces. And we had just had pancakes and, you know, Auntie, can I have more bacon? Yes, I'll make you more bacon. And then we were sitting down to do a puzzle.
Wait just a minute. This the problem when you're a liologist. You gotta keep those lies organized. She can't keep her lives organized. So she just went from everybody sleeping, I'm making a pork roast. See, she had to make sure it sounded like it was a, very black meal that she was making. I'm surprised she didn't be like, all right, I was making a pork roast. I had some pig feet, because everybody love pig feet, you know what I'm saying? Then I went and I got some pork sop, marinated, the string beans in it, threw a whole stick of butter in there with it. You know how we like it, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Doing it up, baby. I'm surprised she didn't say that. But she did say she started marinating a pork roast. But now all of a sudden, she's making breakfast and about to play games with the family. Just a minute ago, she just said they were asleep. She said they were asleep. Which one is it? Now, look at these details. Do you understand? They have in the fake news folks that their whole job is to listen to things that Trump said and try to find contradictions. The one minute he said that he was there, and then he said he was slightly elevated. And what is it? Is he right here on ground level, or is he standing on a slight slope? I mean, come on. He leaves these details out because he's a liar. But yet, those are major details. And yet, nobody's questioning her alibi.
And the phone rang and it was Joe Biden.
This was the biggest phone call of Kamala's life, and she can't remember if she was making pancakes or pork roast, or whether her whole family was sleeping or eating bacon.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because she's a Democrat. Same thing with Joe. He got away. Don't make me have to go to the wall of pain. Okay, it's the next door neighbor. Sorry. I got my eyes ain't that good anymore, but my ears are. I'm like, hey, what is that? Don't make me. Okay, now. First line of defense is the little dogs. They'll go ahead and let me know what's going on. I'm like, oh, yeah, since they didn't bark, I'm good. Now, let's get back to this. So, here she is all over the place with that story, but she's a Democrat and she can get away with that stuff because nobody holds her accountable. And thank goodness Jesse caught it.
It's like everyone's asking Kamala what her alibi was when Joe got smoked, and she's got a different alibi each time.
Yeah. So now, guys, not only is she garbage, but the woke weirdo in about an hour, not even that, maybe a half an hour, the woke weirdo is about to get smoked. Oh, I bet you right now he got the cotton mouth. He's probably backstage like a boxer, first fight. Champ, you ready? Huh? Yeah, I guess. You guess? Yeah, I mean, I'm cool. I'm ready. I think I'm ready. No, you think you're ready? Can you give me some water? My mouth is dry. My lips are white. You know that man is concerned. So let's go ahead and see what's about to happen to this dude. All right.
Tomorrow night, the debate. What will be the line of attacks that come out of there? We probably expect J.D. Vance to be more on message than what Donald Trump has been about Kamala Harris. But what about Tim Walz? This is what I'm reporting from our colleague, Isaac Dovere, from over the weekend. Says that Walz constantly comes back to how worried he is about letting Harris down. And aides insist that isn't just about setting expectation. The governor fears he won't make his case as well as he needs to.
Because he's a chicken. He's a chicken. He's a chicken. Chichaw. He's a chicken. That's what he is. He's a chicken. But yet he was clucking all over the place 2 months ago. After talking, yeah, I want a piece of JD. Can't wait. But now it's showtime almost. And he knows that I have really no ammunition. I'm going out there and my vulnerabilities are horrible. We've been watching film on Tampon. He's open. Yeah, he can't block a punch. He exposes his ribs. He exposes his stomach. He got all kind of targets that J.D. Vance is going to take advantage of. And J.D. Vance have very little. He got a nice defense. So we already know what Tampon going to do. Come out there. Well, you said that the women are old cat ladies. Then you talked about the Haitians. And that's pretty much all I got. Your turn. Okay. So now CNN is also recognizing that the fact that they're lowering expectations for this it's almost as if they know a beating is about to take place.
It is expectation setting. They're trying to lower the bar.
He's so nervous. He's scared.
Yes, but Vance is a good debater.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Vance is going to be a very good debater. He's nothing like Trump. He'll be very focused. And Walz will definitely have to be on his toes to push back on the idea that Harris is extreme and that she's been weak on the board.
Had a little internet lapse take place. So she said that Vance is going to, the woke weirdo is going to have to be on his toes to push back against, the fact that Kamala Harris, flip-flopped and she's woke and she's extreme, but he can't. How can he defend all of that? She got too many things out there that she done said or done or supported to where Walz can't respond and answer those questions. He got issues of his own. The first question I would ask him is, why do you support tampons in the bathroom for little boys? I would say, before we even get to Chameleon, I want to know about you and your record in Minnesota. So I would go in immediately. Like JD probably doesn't even fear getting hit. That's how much confidence he's probably coming in. He's coming in like, dude, right now you ain't got no knockout power. I'm coming in throwing haymakers. I ain't trying to block nothing because I don't even believe you can swing at me. I'm going to put you straight on the defense. I want you running around the ring while I'm hitting you in the back of the head as you try to escape. That's what I want to see. A beatdown. Nothing less.
That, they're extreme liberals. I think he will have to be on his toes about that. But I think that he's likely very well prepared because he does have that everyman thing, which I don't think Vance really has. Like,
did she just say that Tim Walz got that everyman thing and she don't think that JD Vance has that? What everyman that's not cool. I don't want to be walking around going like this. How many everymen be out there waving and doing all of this stuff? And kicking their legs up. Every man thing. But yet, she said, but I don't think JD Vance has.
Vance is very studied, but is he someone you want to get a beer with?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I definitely don't want to get one with the woke weirdo. That's for sure. But yet, here she is trying to shed something positive, I guess, about the woke weirdo. I guess he's supposed to appeal to all of us macho men, which we're about to find out that that's a problem for the Democrats because apparently his role tonight is to appeal to the average man.
Walz, he used to be all over the airwaves. He used to be a regular presence on cable news everywhere. But since he became VP, he's really not done much. Did a Dana Bash interview.
And the reason he hasn't done much is because he's garbage. He's a bozo. He is a walking, just straight Homer Simpson. They picked Homer for the VP. That's why he ain't doing nothing or saying nothing.
And then maybe a couple other poll sides, but really has not been anywhere.
This has been a consistent feature of the Harris campaign, even after they chose Walz, likely because he did so well in some of those interviews. They have taken a media strategy that is first a do no harm one, one that puts them in front of people that they know are kind of going to be more sympathetic, one that has not put them in more confrontational settings. And I think it has added to the kind of perception that maybe they are running from the story they have to tell about the change of values from then to now. That is a choice that they have made.
That's a choice that they made. Now they got to live with it. And see, here's the scary part about this. Is this technically is going to be the first time that Tim Walz is going to be challenged. He's coming out the blocks. His first, because that one little joint where he was on there sitting shotgun with Chameleon doesn't count. Okay. And now he's out there on a solo mission in the fishbowl, baby. Ooh, wait, and ain't been practicing. And the time he did get challenged was at that feetball game the other day when they yelled at him and he flipped that kid the bird. That's how he responded. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't give JD Vance the bird tonight after he gets beat up.
You could put people in front of more people, have them answer more questions. Now, I think
is that a risk? Is that a risk as we head into this high-profile debate?
I imagine it's a risk, but keeping them away is a risk too. And I think that we are seeing some of the fruits of that.
And it was a horrible risk. It was a horrible calculation. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Well, it didn't.
that right now. Part of the reason each one of these debates and moments has so much pressure on Harris and Walz when they come is because they're doing so few of them. One thing Vance has done over the last 3 weeks is go on a ton of podcasts, do a ton of interviews, do a ton of media things. And we haven't seen that reverse his favorability, right? We still know that he's underwater. Things like the childless cat lady comment or things will be held over his head. But he has put himself in situations. And one of the things that's impressive.
I'm reading the comments. Somebody said, cut me, Mick, cut me. Oh, yeah. That's my prediction. I feel like Clubber Lang. Hey, Kevin, what are your predictions for tonight's debate? Predictions? Pain. So here we go. No, I don't hate the woke weirdo, but I do pity the fool.
Curiously not done for me is do that type of spreading spreading the message all across the field. You have Harris today on things like all the smoke podcasts. They'll go on things. Subway takes. They'll do stuff like that. But that's not answering the core question people have of them.
And that's the calculation that they made a mistake with. Send her out there and don't allow her to get challenged. Put her on all of these raggedy interviews and stuff. Let her repeat her talking points and expect folks just to shut up and go vote for her based on that. And now the woke weirdo got to go out there with nothing. He ain't got no ammunition whatsoever. Kamala ain't gave him no ammo because she ain't got no background that he can even tout. The current administration sucks. What is he going to... if you think about this, what is he really going to be able to say? He can't defend the past of the Biden administration. He's going to get lit up if he tries to go ahead and defend that. And yet he can't denounce it completely because then it's going to look like she was a part of it and incompetent and responsible for it. So why should we vote for her now? He is about to get it. And really, it's kind of like she set him up for failure as well. But let's continue. It starts with picking him because he's a dingbat.
Who are they and what they believe in? Going on those things does not do that job.
Bet on Tim Walz isn't working. And tomorrow night's VP debate might be Walz's last chance to fire up the group he was brought on for. Men.
Men? That's who they brought him on to convince all of us to vote for Chameleon? Oh, boy. Now, look at this. Speaking of men, guys. We got us a new example for men in masculinity. Look at this.
Real struggle for the Harris campaign is young men, older men, men of color, white men, and they are doing...
Men with common sense, straight men, men that got high testosterone or even basic testosterone. Not just, they're low testosterone. They got those. But just regular men. Men with some knowledge of what's going on in the world. Hardworking men. I can just go down the list. They are leaking men. We're leaking men. Hallelujah. So they're leaking men. And she's saying they got a problem with it. And what can they do?
All they can. You can see, I think the debate next week will be really interesting to see how Tim Walz reaches out to that group. Something that...
Well, there you go. And this is one way they're trying to reach out to us. Look at this. Y'all see Raggedy Patty? Y'all see Peppermint Patty? Y'all see Raggedy Ann? Mix them together, you get Raggedy Patty. So here she is with the new modern man.
There's also been an important part, an interesting part of how people have talked about your role here is how your role has reshaped the perception of masculinity. And I'm not sure you planned on that, but you...
Yeah, because it didn't happen. You see this raggedy effort to drop a subliminal that we should be patterning ourselves after him. I know you didn't plan on reshaping the ideal of what masculinity is because it didn't happen. Nobody's looking at this guy like, now that's the kind of guy I want to be like. He's an example. You know what? All of my hard work, my toughness, calluses on my hands, and my perception of manliness has been rearranged after observing the first man lady, I guess, the second man lady. So let's see how he goes ahead and accepts this praise that she's given.
You are an incredibly supportive spouse. Has that been an evolution for you? And do you think that's part of the role you might play as first gentleman?
It's funny. I've started to think a lot about this. I've always been like this. My dad was like this.
So you always been a softcore beta male? Huh? You always been henpecked? That's what it is?
That's funny that you say that. I've always been like this. And I want all the other men to see me as an example of how they should be.
Are you kidding me? Whenever you got to say that this man is something Okay, that makes me go, he's not that. You're trying to make us think that he's that. You're trying to give him that title. You're trying to say that there's a thing out there. Did you hear? You ain't hear? Everybody's talking about you. They're all going out there. Look at this guy. He's an example of how men should be nowadays.
And to me, it's the right thing to do. Support women. If some woman succeeds,
the right thing to do, support women. Okay, so why is this new? I guess until he came along, no masculine men supported women, right? We were all walking around backhanding women as soon as they opened their mouths. You know, honey, I was thinking, shut up, woman. Don't talk unless I ask you a question. Dang on it, I'm a man. Oh, wait, though. Doug Emhart, or whatever his name, he's here. I'm sorry, I want to go ahead and apologize for all my abuse. I now see you differently. I now support you after watching it. What are they talking about? These are things that men have been doing forever. You don't have to be softcore like this guy. See, this is the stuff that turns men off from the Democrats.
Some dude out there is suffering. It's not a one-to-one relationship. When we lift up women, we lift up families, we lift up the economy. And when I was in the business world, it lifted up the organizations that I was in. It certainly lifted up the White House when you were there, with you there and Kamala as vice president.
Now, see, when you go so over the top to support women, talk about women, now you just seem henpecked. You seem soft. You don't got to overcompensate, man. Just say, look, man, that's my wife. I'm there for her. I'm going to let her do what she does. This is her career. She got there, however she got there. And it is what it is. But now it's almost like you got to go ahead and take on this role to address, I guess, masculinity and try to redefine it and tell all the people that women are great. And did you know that? Women are great. You're going over the top to push them up to where it appears you're pushing us down, making yourself look like a fool and making other men go, we get it. We all love women, but you're going too far with it to convince us that, you know what, she's a strong, powerful woman, and we should all accept that and just praise her just because she's a woman, just because she's a woman. And if you don't, then really, you got to check your masculinity. Put it in check.
It was a great workplace there.
There's a pop culture phrase, wife guy, which you've kind of...
Wife guy that we're trying to coin, that we're trying to make it a thing. Did y'all ever hear that? I didn't hear nothing. I'm pretty hip. And I ain't heard nobody talk about, hey, are you a wife guy? Oh, man, I wish somebody would. I better never, ever, ever, never hear somebody ask anybody that. Oh, yeah, all the wife guys are over here. Come on over and get a beer. No, I don't want to be with you nerds. Wife guy. Who's saying this?
Been known as. Are you familiar with this?
I've heard about it.
As called a wife guy, a proud wife guy.
A proud wife guy.
Well, if I do something annoying to Kamala and she gets upset, I'll just show her that article.
Right.
I'll say, I'm trying.
Or a t-shirt or a mug.
Yeah.
So you see that? So they're trying to appeal to us men by sending out a wife guy. And basically, they're worried that Kamala Harris is what, Jesse?
Ooh, Kamala's struggling with half the country.
Half the country. Losing men. That's what's happening. So she's about to send out the woke weirdo to drive us back.
And now bossing Walz around, telling him to fix trucks, eat donuts, and watch football. Timmy was at the Michigan-Minnesota game Saturday.
Look at that. What was that? What was that?
And hugged the Gopher mascot like it was his husband.
Jeez, old man. He looks like a special kid. I mean, the social behavior is horrible. Then went over to him, gave him the weird high five and the hug. I'm going, man, I don't know about Tim. Tampon is on a whole nother level of special.
Home from war.
Look at that.
Men should never act that way around a mascot. You throw a football on the sideline, you don't grope a man in a Gopher suit. We haven't seen behavior like that since we sent our producer to a furry convention.
Look, the hand's weird. What is he doing up here? What is this move?
Climbed into the suite after for a photo op, cheering while everybody else was asleep. After the game, Tim got booed out of the stadium. Tim hasn't done an interview since he held Kamala's hand on CNN. The only time we really see him is when he's flailing like a stranded guy on a deserted island signaling to a passing plane for help.
And that is true. Hey, I'm out here. Somebody. That's what he looks like. He's always in that mode of, either that or jazz hands. There you go. So that's the woke weirdo that's about to take the stage tonight. You think when they introduce him, he's going to come out like that? Hi, everybody. It's Tampon. I'm sorry. It's Tim. Just call me TT for short.
Just remember, men should never move their arms like that. Even Italians think it's too much.
That's the one I saw last night. The double clap, wave with the broke wrist. There it is. You see that wrist drop? Oh, yeah. So now he's out there waving, hey, everyone. Now, if Tampon got some special issues going on, hey, it is what it is. But don't try to project him out there as the manly man. We all need to go ahead and say, nah, that's the kind of guy I want to be like. It almost appears as if he's going over the top to try to convince us that he's a man, like the commercial that he put out there, and I did. If you haven't seen the video, go back to my channel and check it out. But it looks like they're overcompensating, trying to get men back, and now he's trying to play a role of a tough guy that he's really not. And it leaks out in those mannerisms. What doesn't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. He can't fight the broke wrist. Can't fight it. Can't shake the hands. He's like, darn it, I know they told me not to do this anymore. Because every guy's looking at that going, now wait a minute, man. I know I don't wave like that. One and done. Hey, everybody, there you go. What's with this? So.
Saturday Night Live is now mocking him.
What?
Come on out here, Coach Walz.
That is him. You never know what Tim's gonna do. Oh, that's great. Now, you know it's bad when Saturday Night Live is mocking you, making everybody realize, yeah, he was a bad pick. That guy is a buffoon. He made it to Saturday Night Live, man. So, yeah, anybody with a trained eye can see that Tim got some social issues that can easily be identified, and a turnoff to a lot of folks. I don't want my president going in to negotiate with Chi and all of them doing this. Hey, Chi, I'm here. Even though word on the street is he got some connects with China that might even be a little suspect. So maybe, I don't know what's going on with that. Somebody need to look into his situation. But let's go ahead and end.
Maybe it's nervous energy. Because, quote, Tim Walz is telling people he's just as nervous about facing J.D. Vance as he was the Sunday afternoon in August when he warned Kamala Harris in his running mate interview that he was a bad debater.
Security cat.
Maybe more nervous, according to multiple people who've spoken to him. I'm not sure what Walz has to be nervous about. He's not planning on answering any of the questions at the debate.
Because he can't. Listen to this.
I heard he said to someone who asked, how's debate prep going? He said, look, I was trained as a teacher. As a teacher, we're trained to answer the questions. We tell our students to answer the questions. Okay. That's not what this is.
And as Gutfeld said, Walz is the first white DEI hire.
Bingo! Man, Gutfeld nailed it. Walz is a DEI hire. I mean, how in the world did this dude get picked, and why did they pick him?
Kamala picked him just because he was an old Midwestern white guy who checked the box.
And for some reason, their perception of what Midwestern men view as a normal, regular, masculine man is warped. They somehow looked at Tim Walz and said, that guy right there is going to inspire a lot of men to come on board. That's going to counterbalance me as a woman. And it just goes to show the judgment of the Democrat Party is horrible. Their ear to the street is null and void. They don't know the temperature of the country. They got policies that I say, do you think Midwestern folks, hardworking folks, common sense folks are listening to these policies and going, those are good policies. Let's embrace and support that. But yet y'all have these policies, and it's almost as if y'all think that these are good policies, and you tout them sometimes as if they are. And I'm saying these are turnoffs. Why do you think we call y'all woke? Why do you think a lot of folks say you guys are extreme? And yet they get out there and they say, we're going to adopt this policy and hope it flies. They pick guys like this and say, you know what? We got to appeal to men. Let's pick Tim Walz. That means their perception of what the average guy is messed up. But folks will go out there and vote for them. And I'm thinking, if your social awareness and your social skills is that bad to where you don't know the overall census of the people and the population that you're supposed to be over, I don't want you in the White House at all.
But he's more like that dopey dad that Hollywood casts in sitcoms to make men look bad.
Walz is a buffoon. I'm sorry. This guy, he's the only school teacher in America who brags that none of his students can get into an Ivy League school. He's had one consequential press interaction with our Dana Bash, who asked him about the fabrications in his own resume, and his answer was essentially, me no understand words. He's a buffoon.
Tomorrow's debate could be the last debate of this election. CBS is going to keep the mics hot and promises it won't fact check the candidates in real time.
Good.
We'll see.
Good. That means it's on and popping in a few minutes. We will see. So if the moderators stay out of it and let them fight, I don't want the refs jumping in. I want to let these two fight. I need to ref it like I do on my show. When I go ahead and talk about those debates they be having on the Capitol. I need to ref it where I say, all right, now y'all know the rules. There are none. Fight to the end. Okay, I want to see somebody knocked out with X's over their eyes. The rapid eye movement. I want them in the REM sleep. Okay, and I'm not stopping that. I ain't giving no 8 counts, nothing. Okay, so we're gonna see what happens. It's coming up real soon, and I can't wait. Somebody said cage match. Yeah, pretty much just lock the door and get out. Ref standing out there. I'll be on the outside like there's nothing I can do. I know he's getting slaughtered, but the door's locked. What do you want me to do? I can't go in and break it up. It's greater than me. It's greater than me. Just sit back and watch the show. So they've already prepped the audience by saying, all right, Tim Walz is not a good debater. He's scared. He's nervous. He don't want to let Kamala down. All of the stuff that they could fall back on later and say, well, we said it. We said it. But it could be to the point where it's so bad where, they might not even be able to say, well, it's just because he was a little nervous. Because really, he has not much to work with. He has nothing to work with, honestly. And when I say that, I'm saying from her record, her policies, or his record and his policies, or even personal things that we found out about him. He has nothing to work with. He has all these vulnerabilities that if J.D. Vance takes advantage of him, this guy's going to be constantly on his heels if he doesn't just fold and break down mentally and flip J.D. Vance the bird and walk off. That would be hilarious to see him get broken and just walk off. Boy, I tell you, they would have to replace him immediately by tomorrow. We're now reconsidering the vice president pick. It could be that bad, and I hope it is. So God bless y'all. God bless America. I can't see the chats on my phone, so I'll be peeking over there. For some reason, they show up and disappear over here. But we're going to get that together one way or another. So let's go ahead and depart and watch it wherever you guys are going to watch it, if you're going to watch it. And then we'll come back tomorrow and talk about it. Okay, all of the highlights, and I'm sure there will be some. Other than that, make sure that you text MAGA to this number if you haven't already. Hit the like button on the way out. Follow me on the other social media platforms. Subscribe to my alternative channel. If you want to donate to the channel, you can. My Cash App, my PayPal is below. And also, don't forget to check out Kevin's Corner Store. And we will see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, I'm about to go get me some Chipotles and come back and get ready for them to get busy. Tampon Tim is scared. I know you see the apes. I know you see the way we tear up the place, yeah. See y'all tomorrow on Kevin's Corner. Take care.